I was asked if I'd go diving off the coast of Sidney Beach with some wealthy out-of-towners who came to document the reef. There were several cameras rolling as we gathered on the dock. Then a man approached and shook my hand. The name is Hickory Volk, an independent filmmaker with a vision of the open sea. He could have asked 1,000 actors, but instead he hired me. So the cameras started rolling, filming everything I did, from petting spotted stingrays to feeding giant squid. The crew had motioned to the ocean's floor, so I quickly swam on down. But when I reached the sand below, I was the only one around. I looked back towards the boat above as the crew had reached the bow. I used my fins to swim on up. I guess we're done for now. But just before I reached the top, the sea had turned to red. There were severed chunks of blood and guts now circling my head. I reached the surface and gazed around, the cameras rolling on, but the boat had moved away from me, so I yelled, "What's going on?" "Action," is what Hickory said as he pointed towards the west. I looked back down at the blood around. It was chum around my chest. I quickly jerked and splashed about, not sure of what to do. Then suddenly my heart stood still as a shark came into view. I turned to see the distant boat as the shark was closing in. "Get me out!" I shouted out while the camera crew zoomed in. I swam and swam with all I had, with more sharks in my sight. I reached for help. I forced a yelp when the first shark took a bite. "Give me more!" yelled Hickory Volk. "Give me more, I say! We cannot expect a blockbuster hit if I cannot feel your pain." I screamed in fear towards Hickory's crew, confused to say the least. Then a second shark bit down real hard and pulled me deep beneath. I clenched my teeth and tried to break free as my body snapped and cracked. And just as one shark would release his grip, another shark attacked. I bobbed to the surface and gasped for air, afraid I'd breathed my last. Then a mako shark appeared from the dark and pulled me down just as fast. He tossed me around like an old rag doll, while a blacktip joined right in. And just as one shark got his fill, another would begin. I swam to the surface with all I had, with a great white drawing near. "Now zoom in close, just hold that pose. I want to see those tears." And the last thing I saw was the massive jaws of the great white dead ahead. From head to toe, he swallowed me whole. "That's a wrap," old Hickory said. And as the crew returned, I tossed and turned in the great white's lower gut, sharing a space with a license plate and half of a seal pup. Now, I did not make the actor credits, no awards or Hollywood fame, but the movie ranked #1 for 31 weeks, so I guess I can't complain.